Welcome back to Descent into Avernus. We are going back to hell, and if you can find some of the cooler things in our new overlays, where I will be thanking our overlay artist, Sam, and I will not hear otherwise from the peanut
Sam.
gallery. Thank you. Maybe you can find some of the finer details in a couple of these frames here. There's some cool stuff hidden away. But we find ourselves back in Avernus. I'm excited to see where it goes. We visited Uldrak's grave, the grave of a former Titan, to attempt to get some of his blood. Well, he's currently a tiny little spine devil and not a Titan. He has, he figures that to return to his former size and stature, he does need some blood from Tiamat, which sounds very difficult to get. Fortunately, there is a dragonborn named Arkhan. Arkhan's tower far to the north, and he may be able to get you some. Uldrak offered an orb. It's called the Orb of Dragonkind, that may be able to persuade Arkhan to give you the things that you need. This is in a long line of current tasks to try and get V's soul off of a ledger somewhere. Yeah. So hopefully it works out in that way. I think right where we left off was where we were leaving Uldrak's grave and attempting to proceed far, far to the north. Now, again, unfortunately, heading just directly south is not going to get you to the opposite side of the map, and we actively have to travel all the way across Avernus to get there.
Somebody really ought to make it canon that it's like Pac-Man. And you can just go down the other side.
I just feel like punishing you, so I've made it as difficult and as painful as possible, as much of this game is.
Okay, this is hell. We don't have to have you all right now.
I need the little bits of fun in the game too, right? Yeah.
Fair enough.
I have to enjoy myself. So, in the interest of time and things, we will be montaging a bit of the travel portions of this game. Now, the way to get all the way northward to Arkhan's tower will involve interacting with the Stygian dock once again, making our way past Bell's Forge, Harriman's Hill, the last known location of the Mirror of Mephistar, and then like this weird thing in the ground. You kind of still have to, cross portions of the river Styx that has overflowed. And we'll see how it pans out for you.
Okay.
That being said, we are all in one happy little family vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
The corpse of Lulu in a bag of holding. Is there anything that you want to do on your journey before we hit a couple of these stops along the way?
That's just doing a mad think.
Is that right?
Yep. Doing a think.
You doing a think? Do you want to give us insight on your think, or is this an internal think?
I mean, it's definitely an internal think, but you can tell he's definitely. I know. You can tell he's almost brooding. Like he's trying to kind of make sense of it all. Obviously, he knows that he just sold his soul just a few, hours ago, I guess at this point. He's just trying to contemplate, what to do now. You can kind of see him.
The implications of such.
The implications.
Yeah. Okay.
And how he just went like super negative energy in combat. He was like, I wonder what else I can do. Maybe start swinging his weapon around a little.
Becoming in tune with some of your now more darker powers.
What do you mean?
Yeah. So as a paladin, generally, like you get your powers from some deity from somewhere, right? And it definitely seems like they're coming from a different source in these moments.
You could say.
Would Trescott pray?
He never did before.
Right. I mean, you still have the understanding of how you got your powers, even if you didn't before.
Especially since Trescott has kind of felt the difference. Like he's, obviously seen and the damage, so to speak, that he can do now. He would definitely like call out to the Nether, if I could say that.
Sure.
Literally the Nether, I guess. To kind of see if there's anyone there, because there never was. Like he never really heard anyone before.
It was never really an answer.
Never really an
But
answer.
you always still had your powers.
Sure did.
Yeah, calling out to the Nether, like looking in the void, and the void stares back.
Hello.
In your contemplations, just a soft, low voice. Hello, my new son.
Trescott is taken aback. He's never had anyone answer before.
There's no other response. There's no other words. Just a recognition.
Hello? In my mind, obviously.
Yeah. Just like, wait a minute. No. There's nothing else in response, at least for today. However, you do feel, I think, some contentment, and it's not of your own making.
Great.
And you feel a sense of calm kind of wash over you. You've got some access to things, and you start feeling the power kind of building here. You feel like you understand the darkness of this place much better now.
Intimately familiar.
For better or worse. All right. As Trescott contemplates his lot in life. Sure, V. What are you up to on our travels?
So last time that we were here, she noticed that the rune that she had given Hugo had dropped. That was the last thing.
Yep.
So I think some time has passed. I think they had all been discussing it, I guess, with everyone on it, and she was, saying something like, okay, we have to stay positive. Maybe just something could have happened with the weapon, right? It wasn't attached to him.
That's true.
It's not, it doesn't mean. And she's,
well, in what circumstances would it drop off, V? Is it just when the weapon would be destroyed, or?
When the weapon is destroyed or lost. It is no longer with Hugo.
He could have just dropped it down the back of a couch or something, maybe.
Yeah, you're right. I can't. He'll be back. I know it.
Look, if there's anyone from this group that can get themselves out of trouble, I mean, it's definitely you, like you first. But then, I feel like Hugo could get himself out of trouble.
He's versatile.
Yeah, if people had to get like lost and stuff, yeah, you, then Hugo, then anyone but me. I think it'd be pretty good.
At least you know how to fly.
I'm gonna.
Suffering.
She's V's gonna like look over in the corner and like at the bag of holding that has Lulu in it, and she's gonna look back. And she's moving. I'm gonna get some work done. It'll be some while. No one disturb me for a bit. Unless there's trouble, I need to work. And she's gonna, go back to her blueprints, the original ones, sure. And she's gonna be looking over things and probably in the corner for a section of the trip.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Tinkering and moving.
Yeah, Cyrus. Anything in particular that you were up to during the travels?
I'm just chilling, and essentially just doing the bare minimum of like activity to give my body and soul a little bit of a reprieve from what I've been doing to it.
Yeah. Every once in a while, coughing and some ash just comes up. It's like, that's probably okay.
I am alive.
Yeah. All right. So just resting. Being our designated driver of this bunch, Francis, is there anything in particular you do? Because you would, like, at some point, again, for all of you guys, if you haven't done long rest things already, during this travel and this montage, you will get the opportunity to. So, Francis, is there anything that you do or try or talk about with your group?
I guess no. I don't know. Just head down, driving, not try to. I don't know. Keep an eye out for strange men peeing into the wind again. Maybe don't want to get ambushed by that sort of nonsense. But other than that, I don't really think too much.
Okay. All right. As we drive northwards from Uldrak's grave, back past Fort Knucklebone, the last location of El Terrell, you can kind of still see the city floating, and it does look significantly lower to the river itself. There's also, in Avernus, there's generally just sounds of combat all of the time, ever present, but you can see masses of demons and pools of that demon ichor just around the area on the Fort Knucklebone side of the river Styx as well. It seems that the battle here has escalated and continued since you're leaving, and that the devils and demons beneath El Terrell, as it is being pulled down, continue to war against each other in this location. Fortunately enough, you can easily skirt far enough away that no one's going to take much interest here. They do seem to be rather preoccupied with killing each other rather than finding this one random war machine skirting northwards here. Past the location of Fort Knucklebone, and Barnabas kind of gives a nod. He's like, one day I would like to go back there, give the old lady a thank you or something like that. But I suppose we have more pressing things to attend to.
Perhaps, maybe after saving Elturel, Barnabas, we could find a way to release you from her service.
Wait, really? Do you think that's possible?
There are powerful people within Elturel. Maybe they can break whatever bindings are upon you.
Since we're dealing in the hypothetical, do you think it's possible that maybe I could get my body back?
I don't know. Would it just be a case of releasing you from this curse and you would return to it? Or?
Well, I'm very much dead. So
that's the thing. If you're released from the curse, do you just pass on?
I'm not entirely sure. I suppose that maybe if I think really hard about it, I could become some sort of lich thing.
You need a phylactery.
Ooh, I like that word.
Whatever that is.
What would I use? Maybe a gem? Well,
what about your gem tooth?
Overdone. Ooh, I do like that one. It would be on my person at all times, which seems maybe a little bit...
That's true.
What about a teapot? You think maybe a teapot would work and hold all of my things inside? No. Maybe a weapon? No. And he sets about to thinking about what it would be like to live as a lich.
Everyone's turning evil. Everyone!
You started it.
We eventually make it to the Stygian dock. Back where we left our old friend Kirkendolt.
Lot of love, Kirkendolt.
And earwax.
And earwax. And the horned devil Basilstein, the man who runs the dock. When you arrive here, there is one of the flying fortresses docked here. And you watch as it sucks up souls from the river Styx to refuel itself. Do you want to make your way to the dock while it is currently doing that, or do you wait it out?
That sounds like a terrible idea, to be honest with you.
Should we wait for that to pass before we try and cross? There may be people looking for us.
I mean, it's a flying fortress. Zariel could be on there, right?
Well, yes.
I mean, I could use some extra time to work on this, so I don't mind waiting a little bit. And I don't think finding our dragonborn friend is pressing matter.
All right, why did I park us behind a nice hill and we'll
Yeah, kind of like backtrack behind some of the hills near this under chains and stuff like that and wait. For the better part of a day, the Flying Fortress is there just sucking up souls from the river. So again, V continuing work on these things, taking some time, a little bit of a break before it eventually does detach from the dock, the large claws from the river just breaking off, and the fortress hovers away back up into the Avernus sky. Making your way down to the dock, exiting your vehicle, you are greeted by Basilstein, the Horned Devil. He raises a hand and waves you down. Now, I thought I might see y'all again. Trying to get back across.
You guessed it. Yep, we were wanting to cross.
Mm-hmm. Where's the one with the boomstick?
We lost him on our travel.
Avernus will do that to you. You know, maybe he's one of the souls down here in the river now.
No, we literally lost him. We just don't know where he is.
Oh. Well, that seems.
If he comes through here, you can let him know we've crossed.
All right. Yeah, we can do that. Someone's gonna be excited to see y'all. If he remembers you, that is. Hey, Kirkendall! And this rather large bearded devil comes lumbering up from the dockside. Kirkendolt is recognizable by the large crack in the side of his skull, and he does see it. Oh, hello! And he waves an enormous arm. It seems that he's put on quite a lot of mass, pulling these ferries across the river Styx for a while. He waves at you. Under one arm, he's got his chicken, which is the same size. It just looks much smaller in his now increased bulk.
Does he still have the chain around it?
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Oh, Kirkendall got swole.
He's huge.
Kirkendall.
Yeah, he's
It's lovely to see you.
He's been real useful. I appreciate y'all bringing him back here. If I had the power to, I'd promote him right away. I don't know, maybe make him something like a bone devil or something like that. But he seems to like the beard. He uses it to like scratch things and like tickle his little chicken and stuff like that, which is weird, but hey, more power to him. Yeah, so we'll set you up on a dock here and get y'all pulled across right quick then. Y'all need anything? You want anything? You want to do some work? I can pay you.
Appreciate that, but I think we have to be on our way.
All right. I won't bother y'all too much then. Just keep an eye out. The demons have been running a little bit rampant over here. Most of them are over at that battle at El Terrell, but some of them are making their ways around Avernus trying to just stir up trouble.
If you don't mind my asking, what was that big floating thing?
Oh, yeah, big ass fortress. That one was Zariel's. She had to come in to, suck up a couple of souls, keep powering the damn thing so it can fly around Avernus.
Good to know.
Yeah. There's a couple of them around, floating about in the, Avernus sky, and, there's a couple that have been wrecked over time, too. You might find one crash here or there. You know how Avernus is, moves around a whole hell of a lot. Yeah, nothing to worry about, though. She came in, they got filled up, and they're on their way. I did try to get an audience with her. Maybe get old Kirkendall here a nice little promotion. She wouldn't see me. She never really does. Yeah, thankless work, this, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Fine, I think he just actually looks at Trescott now. You all right, son?
Yeah, just a little under the weather.
And you.
It's this dry air.
And you, he points at Cyrus. You're just like taking to rubbing ash all over yourself.
Technically, no. Technically, I have ash within myself.
Well, probably shouldn't be there, but...
Well,
Alright.
it was, I suffered a large hole in the chest, and, the ash helped.
Well, I ain't gonna fight your own decisions. You have fun with that. All right, let's get her loaded up. And he, rounds up some of the devils here to get the barge on the way and start moving. And Kirkendall, happily singing some kind of off-key tune, pulls the thing across. And you note, as Kirkendall pulls, none of the other devils do anything. They just kind of let him pull the ferry.
But before the ferry goes over, can V go over to Kirkendall?
Yeah, sure.
V just wants to give Kirkendall a hug, and as she does that, she gives him a little hug and like a little pat on the head for doing such a good job. And I imagine Earwax just trying to
biting.
attack her.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
just
trying to bite
bite
her on the thing and be like, some things never change, and that's what I needed right now.
He gives you a big old metal crushing hug.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good to see you guys. Oh, I thought I'd never see you again. Welcome back.
All I can think of is, babe, Roo?
We'll be back, Kirkendall. You're doing such a good job. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, you gotta come back and say hi to Earwax too. He seems to really like you, as he's like trying to gnaw on you.
Yes, Earwax. I missed you too.
Get set up, going across
And then you can go.
the river Styx, unloading on the far side, just to the south of Bell's Forge. With a wave, probably the nicest devils you've come across this entire journey.
They
are
do have
left
such a
behind.
homely attitude, don't they? What nice chaps.
So nice.
You did some work for them, and they seem to be okay with it. Fought off some demons at their side, and they're thankful for it. Continuing onwards and northwards, it would seem. It does take quite a while. Another day passes in your travels as you pass the enormous volcano that is Bell's Forge. Continuing ever northwards past Harriman's Hill, where none of the bodies are on the trees anymore. There's not even the flocks of sturges that used to cloud the place.
I don't want to dwell on it. It brings up too many bad memories.
Yeah, we're
God, I remember
zoom
that.
past. There's
Continuing onwards from there. How many soul coins do we have?
we have a total of 10.
Perfect.
Actually, 8.
I
Because
have
think
5.
Hugo had 2.
Jessica just has 5.
No, Hugo had 1. Hugo had 1, so we're
his,
at 9.
his pack was left with you.
Oh, that's true.
You
So we have all 10.
all of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
stuff,
we have all 10.
right? Okay. Yeah. So you again, we'd burn through another one of these to keep
Okay, go
the
to
motor
9.
running. You probably would have left at least one with the other.
Yes, we did. Yeah. So
Okay.
we're at 8 then.
So put that at 8 and then be good to go. Okay. Yeah. Continuing up to the north here. As we go, we eventually pass the described location of where you were supposed to find the Mirror of Mephistar. And the cartographer yells out, muffled from a bag somewhere, "Mirror, mirror, made of ice, look within, but at what price?"
What does that even mean?
I think he's just making things up at this point.
We've done so many things I can't even remember why we needed to go there. Was that for the guy at the obelisk?
Yes. Yeah, that was for him so that we can talk to get Bell.
Oh yes, this is a long side quest. I forgot.
We have so many side quests.
So many ways to get to the same destination. I love it.
We have so many cakes in the oven.
There is, as you pass this craggy ravine, a giant slab of ice wedged in it. And you feel like you
Ice.
can see through the surface a glimpse of a glacial landscape draped in snow. I'm assuming
Fire
we're
and
not
ice.
stopping for this.
Ice in Avernus? That's
I feel like this is one of those things where you don't pull over. I mean, I would love to see snow-capped mountains and enjoy fresh, cool air, but I suspect that if you get close to that, it turns out that either you get pulled in or something awful happens. So I think I'm for just keeping on driving.
I mean, the map did say, but at what price?
Yeah.
We don't need to be paying anything right now.
we've already paid enough.
Honestly, the snow is probably like just ash of fallen dead people. Like
Probably
that's what I
asbestos.
expect. It's just snow of a fallen body.
Truscott knows a lot of bigger...
where you come from, Truscott?
I was gonna say Truscott knows a lot of big words now.
Yeah.
Sorry. Chemical engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Continuing past the mirror here. Go ahead and move this to the other layer.
I think at this point, V would come over to Francis, who's driving, and ask him to pull over for just a moment.
Oh, sure. Bathroom break, is it?
No.
I assume we've been stopping for this.
Wait, I've just been
don't
peeing
have
at the
to
back.
pee.
Up
No.
back. Oh god.
I think I've completed what I wanted to.
Uh-oh.
Hugo, I don't have the rune anymore, but I've been working on a new rune, and I think it might be useful to you, Francis, if you'll let me.
To me, sure.
I would need some object or something that is important to you that you use or is on your person. Potentially, I could put it on the hook if that's okay.
I guess I would say you can take your pick, V. I have the hook. I have my trusty flute. Or there's my tuning fork. So maybe I wouldn't put an enchantment on that actually, because it's probably got some lingering effects on it.
No, do it. Do it.
I'll choose the hook then. I think that'll be best.
The scoop.
So, it's suit of armor or robes. Actually, sorry, that's what it specifies. So I guess on your robes.
It could be the it's fine.
So she's gonna like quickly just like kind of etch some like really, it's like a much more advanced rune that she's done before. And then when it's done, it starts to like glow, and then it kind of fuses into the actual clothing. All right, I think that should do it. You know, I think Hugo would have wanted this.
What exactly is it?
It's a rune that helps you with focus. So.
Oh.
I know sometimes you seem to get distracted and your spells drop. You're not being able, especially when you get hit. So this one, it has 4 uses. So all you do is you touch your clothing when you think, you're about to lose concentration. And essentially it says, when the wearer fails a Constitution saving throw to maintain a concentration spell, the wearer can use its reaction to expend one of the item's charges to succeed instead.
Oh, that's pretty handy.
So
So
no
hopefully-
JK lol button.
Yeah. So hopefully this will help if you need your invisibility or anything else like that.
No, I very much appreciate this, V. That's very helpful. Thank you.
You're
V,
welcome.
if you want to paste the text into
Yeah.
the chat there so he can have it on.
Sure,
like,
sure,
an ability.
exactly. Called Mind Sharpener.
Okay.
Nice.
And then I have a little bit more work to do, but that should be good.
Okay. As we continue onwards, eventually we get to a spot where it seems that the river Styx has overflowed. Now, It is more of a marsh rather than some kind of flood, but there is something that you can see within the distance that might prove to be troublesome. There are these waving, somewhat like cattail-like projections coming from the marsh. But as you get closer to this area that's been flooded, it is very clear that these are tentacles rising out from the Stygian marsh.
What? Do they look like the robot, like the tiny little arms?
Oh, like the arms that come out?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
these are more very
Like big tentacles.
tentacle-esque. Yeah, they don't
Okay.
end in like fingers or anything like that. They're
Okay.
definitely tentacles.
Okay.
Well, that's a bit unsettling.
Oh.
Could we go around?
The
Like a
marsh kind of
wide berth.
extends all the way towards the river, and it does extend pretty far northwards. There is an opportunity to go north if you would like to, or south. But the way that this is flooded out, you will have to cross at least some portion of it.
Oh, I don't like those. They move with such determination.
I don't like anything in here, man.
I guess our only question is up or down.
And we have to go through.
Well, I guess, is there anywhere we can just drive across? Does anyone see a bridge or a crossing or anything like that?
You can roll perception checks if you'd like.
Okay. 15.
V?
Ooh.
I got a nat 20.
Iris. Nothing to do but look.
Once you cough
my
and
gold eye see.
wave the ash out of the way here, you were able to see things. Yeah, a 3 from Trescott and an 8 from Francis. Cyrus, looking out over the expanse of this kind of marshy flooding, there's not like an obvious trail. It does look like there's less of this flood towards the northern side, and it does look like there's something in the middle of the marsh. You swear that you see there's an opening, and then it's gone again. You watch for a little bit more time, and it's as if a large portion of the center of the marsh just opens up, and a hole is shown there. And then again, as if it was never there, it closes.
Well, I do think the best plan is to go north, but we need to stay as far away from the center as possible because something's going on there within those weird tentacly areas. Is it more than just those?
What do you mean?
I can't tell, but it looks like there's a magical hole that opens up and then closes and then opens up and closes. But it does look like far in the north there, it's a little less muddy.
Oh, let's
Okay.
go north and skirt around, Francis, if you don't mind. Try and keep a wide berth.
I will avoid the tentacles as best as I can.
Okay. And so we go about trying to avoid the tentacles and crossing the landscape here. Not all of them can be avoided. It does look like we're going to have to make some attempt at getting across here. Francis, as the driver, you're going to be taking the lead on this particular thing. And I'm going to need some dexterity saving throws as you try to cross this flooded area from the river Styx. So, as you begin to drive across the red waters being kicked up behind your machine as you barrel through the marshy area here, the tentacles do start shooting up from the ground below you here and start trying to swipe out at you. It becomes more and more obvious the deeper that you go in that there is not only one of these holes that Cyrus has seen, but smaller ones as well begin to open up around you, trying to take what these tentacles can grab and bring them into these maws that open up on the ground. So, the first thing that I need from you is a dexterity saving throw as these tentacles reach up from the ground here and attempt to grab your vehicle.
Okay, here we go. A 14.
14's pretty good. This one's only able to grab like kind of around the side here, deal some bludgeoning damage to the car, about 4 points as it attempts to grab, but you're just driving full force through the area here. As you are going along, anyone that is taking a look outside, I need perception checks.
I think we would then be looking.
Oh yeah.
Ugh, that one.
Nice. Okay.
I got you.
Yeah.
Accidentally rolled a performance check.
You did, but the 18 on the perception was pretty good too. So Trescott, as you like look out over the expanse here, you note that you're able to yell out to Francis like, "Hey, don't go to the right. There's one of those maws opening up there." And so Francis can roll his next dexterity saving throw with advantage for the vehicle.
I like to think that V can't see because she's concerned about the vehicle.
Just my baby.
No.
Absolutely. Yeah. As you continue to drive across here, more of these tentacles reach out. You're alerted to the closest maw here, so I need another dexterity saving throw from Francis as we continue driving across the landscape. With advantage, that is a 15, which is still good on the success. You'll take the half of the 46, so it'll be 9 points of damage as it continues to batter against the side of the vehicle here. Okay. Is there anything that anyone wants to do to try and help other than doing the perceiving?
I would like to sit down at the wrecking ball.
Okay.
And if there are any tentacles to like
Yes, absolutely.
bash them away.
Yeah, go bash them. Roll me a wrecking ball.
Demon grinder. Wrecking
There's,
ball.
javelin throwers and things on this. You got
Whack.
scythe blades.
I rolled a 24.
Oh. I think we get a
43 bludgeoning damage.
I think we get a very nice moment of like 4 of them coming up from the ground and the wrecking ball just going all the way through them all, dealing 43 total points of damage. And from the maw closest to you here, Trescott, it's just a little bit of a way, there is this screeching sound that emanates from it. It rumbles the ground around you. More tentacles begin to show up. But you did pretty good at avoiding this one, so Francis, another dexterity saving throw with advantage due to the damage done to the tentacles around you.
19.
Oh my god, yes.
I will keep wrecking
Can't
ball.
touch this.
as
For
much as I
another
can.
9. But they, so far, unable to grapple anything. Mostly been bashed away or avoided successfully. They're just able to, they're trying to grip at different portions of this. And of course, are like grinding wheels as they drive over any of the tentacles here, just pounded to mush. And more of these maws begin to open up. This screeching sound and the ground beginning to move around you. Is there anything else that you would like to do here? Trescott, you want to roll the ball again? Keep moving it around, okay?
And
Cyrus, anything that you want to do here?
Yeah, I wanted to essentially just be a dedicated spotter.
Sure, yeah, like, do you want to, what I
Yeah.
would like is, do you want to go out the hatch to get a better view? Because everything
Yeah.
from inside it's basically just like a narrow slit that Francis can see through to drive.
Yeah, I'd go
Okay.
up and out.
So going up at a 16, absolutely, pointing out like many more of these opening maws across the way. Perfect. V, anything that you want to do here?
No, I'm just trying to, look at and protect from Francis. I'm like, trying to fix any of the steam that are coming off
Things
the
are just like
vehicle or,
popping and yeah.
anything you pop. I'm just trying to like,
Let me take your tools.
immediately. All right. Okay.
Because this is one of those things that, like,
28.
if it does take enough damage, right, you know that failure is possible
Yeah.
on the machine. Yeah, 28, absolutely. As, like, soon as we definitely have that moment as, like, tentacles slap the side and steam starts bursting off on the edge here. You're just, like, trying to patch it as quickly as possible. Perfect. You find the other maws there. Cyrus, I need another dexterity saving throw from Francis with advantage. Fortunately, we had 2 successes on this here. Trescott, unfortunately, the ball misses the next tentacles here.
A 10 on that
That
one,
is a
Joel.
10.
I would like to use my flash of genius as
Okay.
I'm slapping and I'm like, all right, we move here and just like
Gives a plus
4.
4?
So it's 14.
14. Okay, so it'll just be the damage and no grapple again. Fortunately, with the flash of genius on that for just a 2 more, as we're doing very well. There is 1 round left of this as you are barreling across the expanse. Cyrus, I do need a dexterity saving throw from you as the waters of the flooded river Styx are splashing up to you.
17.
Nice. As you see another, like, you dip down into a bigger portion of it and it splashes up. You slam down the hatch here and are able to avoid the waters hitting you, which is very fortunate at this point. Kicking it back open, go ahead and give me a perception check. Give me another wrecking ball roll. And V, give me another
nat
Tinker Tools.
20.
Nice.
Rolled a 16.
Perfect, yeah. You take out another 2 of these tentacles
20.
as they roar open. That is a natural 20, Cyrus, and you watch as in front of you here, a maw begins to open, and it is much, much larger than the other ones. It begins to take up a portion of the landscape that, if you keep going straight, there is no getting around this thing.
Is it possible I can fire my lasers?
It is not within distance for lasers, right? So
That makes sense.
And that 20
My
is far
lasers-
enough away that you are seeing the opening happen now, and it
Right.
doesn't stop like some of the other ones have. This one just keeps going. You alert Francis to the situation?
Yeah, do you want us?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So, which way do you tell him to go? Right or left?
Is right north?
Right is north, left will be
Okay.
south. You're already pretty far north at this point.
I would say right.
Okay. Roll me a d20. V, continuing to keep things in check. Absolutely.
Ryan.
A 16 on the wrecking ball there. Looking really good. Nice. 18. Perfect. Cyrus making the correct call and alerting Francis to going further northward as quickly as possible. You're able to skirt the edges of the maw opening up in the ground here without dumping yourselves into it and avoiding the rest of the tentacles as you get out the other side of the marsh on the northern side of the flooded waters.
Easy peasy.
God, that was fun.
Leaving it
That felt
behind you.
That felt like Sea of Thieves. We got Francis the captain. We got John on the I don't know what I said. John. We got Truscott on the cannonballs. We got V repairing the hull, and I'm up in the crow's nest, just like cracking tentacles that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was awesome.
You make it through. The vehicle is dripping with just like all of this flooded Stygian water. So you do have to be careful for a little bit of time before it loses its potency. But fortunately, yes.
Are there souls attached to the vehicle technically?
So no, the way that the souls work in the River Stygian, which is why you had to go down to the diving bell to go get them, is that they exist on the bottom of the river.
The bottom, yeah.
The water itself still has its like magical properties of like forgetfulness and other terrible, awful things that can happen to you.
Awful.
But when it's not in contact with the main portion of the river, it does lose its effectiveness over time. So you're able to get all the way around here, out on the other side, and you find yourself near what looks to be an enormous dark black iron fortress. The map says nothing about this place.
Oh.
That means it's maybe new.
I shake the
Think
map.
that's like a.
You
think that's a
pull out the
travel
map and
tablet
shake
there.
it. The map does not answer.
Damn.
Is there a mailbox?
No, and there's no address either.
Hey,
Oh.
Joel, I can't remember. Did the map say anything about the Tower of Mordenkainen?
Yes, it did.
It did. Okay. Which was only temporary as well.
Correct.
Okay.
That's unsettling.
So you're just like
It's-
outside this area here. Maybe like a quick little breather from the harrowing experience that you've had. Is there any interaction you want to have with this place, or do you want to keep going?
I'm for heading on. I don't just think we should investigate scary-looking fortresses, but if any of you have any idea of why we're going, I'm welcome to hear it.
No, I'm really averse to the idea that we go somewhere that the map doesn't give us some information about.
Rue.
Yeah, it even did mention Mordenkainen's tower, so it's very strange that this is not part of it.
It's
it
either
didn't
like
talk about
not
Eltrail
able-
either.
So it's either like it's not able to detect it for whatever reason, or like maybe it's not native to this plane of hell.
Or maybe it's all a mirage.
I mean, Mirage would technically be best because then it wouldn't be real, but
I am also with the just driving away.
Okay. Continuing onwards, getting another bit of rest at some point in time as you continue traveling towards Arkhan's tower. You pass an enormous dragon skull to your north, quite a ways away, but that is not your current destination. Pass another one of these bubbling pools here and go up the mountainside slope until you can find...
Before we get too close, Joel,
Yes.
if I may, I would turn to the group and say, so obviously the idea is we're hoping to trade this dragon orb, right? For Tiamat's blood. Perhaps we shouldn't drive into Arkhan's tower with the orb. Because if he knows we have it, what's to stop him just killing us and taking it, right? Maybe we should hide it somewhere, or...
I agree, Francis, but if you recall the last time we left our vehicles anywhere, they got stolen from us.
Well, I'm not saying we leave the vehicle. I'm saying we bury it somewhere or hide it in a patch of shrubs or something like that.
Could we just hide it? I don't know how bags of holding works. Okay, my family could not afford such trinkets. Would the bag? I'd be asking V. Would
Well,
the
that's
bag
a-
hide
that'd be a
its
good place.
signature? I don't. Okay. Bye, Cat Jones.
Cat
Would you
attack!
put an
Cat
entire
attack!
vehicle.
So this, nice.
Oh dear.
My lord.
Joel, this is one because I'm actually not sure as a player.
Sure.
How it doesn't specify what can go into the bag of holding. Besides it being like if a person can only last 10.
Sure.
Couple
So
minutes, 10 minutes.
there's a weight limit on it and a
Is there
volume
a weight
limit
limit? Okay.
on it as well.
Alright.
If it's overloaded, pierced, or torn, it is ruptured and destroyed, and the contents are scattered in the astral plane. If it's turned inside out,
To 500 pounds.
everything gets spilled out.
Okay.
So they don't necessarily have to like know that it's in there, but if they pick up a bag of holding and then just like you can do the same thing, you just turn it
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
out, and everything is dumped out on the floor.
Gotcha. Yeah, it says up to 500 pounds and not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet.
Yes.
So no.
So that's also the thing. Like it does have like an opening this size, right?
Yeah,
Like it is
also,
a
yeah.
bag.
It's a bag. No, I don't think it's going to be able to take an entire vehicle.
What?
Like-
I'm not saying. I'm not
Who
we're
said
not
anything
saying
about the vehicle? Also about the
This is-
orb.
Yeah, the orb. We put that in the bag.
Oh, yeah, where is it?
I think
I see it?
Uldrak's carrying it, isn't he? He's been quite possessive of it.
Uldrak. Do you
Ah!
have the orb?
Joel doesn't remember we took him with him.
Nope.
Yeah, that was like the last thing
Yeah.
we did was Francis
We
like
kidnapped another
nat
NPC.
20 to persuasion roll to get him to come with us.
He's just like clutching the orb. All right. Fine.
It'll be safe in here, I promise. She'll open up the bag.
Dumps it in
Move Lulu out of the
reluctantly.
way.
You just hear a splat.
Oh no.
No.
Oh my god.
Gently.
All right. Yeah. And he kind of sulks in the corner there. He's not been very helpful or useful because I forgot he existed. So, parked at the bottom of Arkhan Tower's hill, we drive up the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
As you approach closer to the tower, the map does finally speak. He wears the hand of evil, yet his goal remains just beyond his fingertips. And as we pull up towards the tower, we're going to take a quick shift in our perspective here. Our camera flashes back to the wastes of Avernus in a very specific site of battle, where, in a moment, a portal is ripped open, and a man comes striding out. Man looks about, finds a pack and a note, begins to set off into the waste, towards a very large helm and sword stuck in the ground. There, the man finds a vehicle, soul coin, and starts up the engine of the Devil's Ride,
And the second note.
and the second note of another destination. From there, he traverses across the wastes of Avernus, northwards, in an attempt to catch up with someone. The journey isn't easy, but fortunately, one man, it's easy to hide from the horrors of Avernus. And as our party steps out of their vehicles just to the south of Arkhan's tower, there is dust on the horizon. And a vehicle approaching at high speed. I would love for everyone to roll me perception checks.
I got a 6.
6, 9,
17.
17, and a 10.
10.
To the party, the man appears old, disheveled. But V, you recognize the vehicle that he rides in on. Is there anything that you would like to do before the old man arrives?
V recognized the vehicle. She's fucking running. She is going.
Running out towards the Devil's Ride?
She is going to cast Asher Alden's Stride to go faster.
Go faster.
She is literally, and you guys see, like, there is it says a dragon blast from her feet. So suddenly just flames show up and an explosive, and then she starts
Go get
running
your
towards
rocket
it.
That's
And she's
amazing.
also using her
she's-
shoes. And
She's shouting Hugo.
Okay.
Is that all you guys can hear before she's
And V is
super
off.
far gone? Zoom.
As the Devil's Ride approaches V, can we get a description of who is arriving here, Hugo?
Sure thing. So, well, V, you'd see an aged man before you. He's dressed in a simple but elegant robe of deep crimson and blue that's already taken quite the toll from being in Avernus. The man is maybe in his late 60s or early 70s, but he sits atop the Devil's Ride proud with swept-back grey hair and a lengthening grey beard. You see he's adorned by a few magical trinkets, most notably a large ornate tome that's fastened to his belt with golden chain. There's no staff or wand or any particularly magey artifacts visible on his person, but his right hand does feature an ornate ring with a dark blue gem. His stern features occasionally soften to a humorous smirk as he looks up towards you as you shout to him.
I mean, he looks, older, but he's recognizable, right? He's just
When you get
can
closer to
immediately. Okay.
And
She
as the
runs.
Devil's Ride, comes to a stop, you recognize the man astride the vehicle.
I guess, they would meet up, right?
Yeah.
Would he pull over?
I would pull over to V, yes, certainly. I'm not gonna,
Absolutely.
Drive
Yeah.
by.
Yeah, just like near home, there he goes.
I'd look up towards her when I pull over and I would just say, it's not awfully nice making an old man chase you on a motorcycle.
And she would just like start. There would be like tiny things of steam coming, like the sound of steam, and but it's like a broken thing, kind of like she's crying. But obviously there's no water coming out. But she says, "I thought you were gone. You look so different."
Yes, I was gone for some time, but it's awfully nice to see you again, V. And I'd step off the bike and go to give V a hug.
She would absolutely wrap around, and she would be like, there would be like little pieces of steam like going into his robe, and like it would see like, it was kind of
Cleaning
like
at this point, to be honest.
ruffling.
Yes, I was gone for some time, I'm afraid. It seems to have worked though. How long have I been gone for you?
A few days.
Oh,
It's only been a little while, but I mean, everything here goes so quickly.
does. Time, as I found out, moves very differently depending upon where you are. But it seems as though I was not too inaccurate in my return, which I'm glad.
I'm so glad to see you. Come, everyone would like to see you again.
Yeah. At this point, I think everyone, if they would like to have caught up to this, you see Old Man Hugo standing
is
next to
Hugo?
you.
Man, Hugo. I mean, yeah.
Hugo, where have you been? How are you so old?
Francis, it's awfully good to see you, my friend, and I'll go and give him like a very friendly handshake. So, I've been to a few places, my friend, since I remember tumbling into that portal with my little chap, who's we'll get onto him as well, but I remember tumbling through that portal all those years ago, and yes, I suppose I have been to the odd place since then. But it's good to be back. I couldn't leave you all here.
Well, Hugo,
I'll
old
go
age
around
looks
and
good on you.
I'll kind of shake everyone's hand one by one and clap them on the shoulder as I return. Say, Trescott, yes, I remember you just what was it? You sold your soul, didn't you, silly bugger? I remember that. And Cyrus, still alive, I see. I know it's only apparently been a few days, but I remember that being somewhat of an impressive feat for you as well.
You were gone long enough to become an old man, and you still make fun of me.
Well,
Some things never change.
I keep quite a few annals these days, and I made sure to make special note of it in the thing. But truly, it's marvelous to see you all again, and you, of course, Barnabas. I know you're hanging around here somewhere.
Barnabas
I'll
is
yell
like
towards the
floating
table.
next to you. I like your beard.
Thank you. I grew it myself, but yes, it's awfully good to see you again as well, old friend.
I think we need to have a longer discussion at some point on what in the hell's happened to you.
I assure you, I am most well. I know I'm not the young man that you may have seen a few days ago, but I assure you, I am most well.
V is like touching his face and like.
Is everything attached?
not
Yeah.
I'm just letting
not
her
sure.
poke me in the face.
Yeah.
I think
Well, what
rather-
happened, Hugo? Tell her. I think we're all bursting with curiosity. How are you so old? How are you back here with us at this time?
Well, I suppose, in this place that does warrant answering, so to keep it short, I, as you can see, have been gone for some time, and one of my goals during that time was to find a way back to this moment in time to help all of you, and, well, eventually it fell into my hands, rather, and not in the way I planned, but here I am. It's been a long journey, and one that is perhaps longer than you might imagine, but I am back, and I recall much of what was going on here, and I aim to see it through with all of you, and hopefully get you to a much nicer place.
That was extremely vague. Well, how did you
Well,
you
that's
travel
all-
through time? How many years exactly have passed for you?
Well, when I left, How old are you, Francis? We were similar in age, weren't we?
Let me double check.
Don't worry, I have to triple check.
I'm 25.
You're 25. I'm a few
I'm
years
11.
older than you. I think let's say I was around 30. That 30, that would make me somewhere in the region of my 220s at the moment, I think.
I'm sorry. What?
I've been gone for some time. At least to
How are
me.
you still alive?
I have gained and learned many things during that time and met many friends, some of whom allowed me to perhaps live longer than what would be considered natural.
Yes. Humans have a shorter lifespan, but you're almost the same age as my father at this point.
Well,
Or who he was.
I am half elven, which does help me live a little
Ah.
longer, but Also, I'm now somewhat versed in different arts to that which I once was. I study and keep records of the arcane to keep it simple, and a lot of that exposure leads to a natural lengthening of your life cycle.
No big giant exploding stick anymore.
No! Oh, wow, yes, my rifle, I remember that thing. No, that, it saved my life after I went, honestly. I used it for a year or so afterwards, and it saved my life more times than I can count, so thank you, V, for that.
Oh. I'm sorry that it was lost.
Oh, no, it wasn't lost. I think I ended up selling it for quite a lot of what I needed at the time, but it didn't work anymore, not that I told them that. But, yes, no, it truly saved my life, so thank you.
Well, whoever has it, it's definitely gone now and in pieces.
it'll be
The
gone.
rune dropped from it.
Yes, I think it would have dropped almost immediately. In my studies, I've noticed enchantments and whatnot rarely tend to last between planes, so...
Oh. Okay.
Where were you? I assume. Wait, what happened to the big buck?
Oh, to
Just that one
Seven.
again.
To Seven. Seven is at home at the moment. He watches the place for me while I'm out.
It's named Seven?
Oh, I called him Seven, yes. Honestly, after a few decades, we really actually became quite good friends. He, once you break out through that shell, he's got quite a soft, sweet center.
Meep merp.
Still has his giant arms, though. They're actually very useful in his day-to-day work, but... Yes, no, Seven is fine. He's at home. Where was I? Well, when I left you, I went to Seven's home. Actually, I went to the plane of Mechanus, but that's a story for another time, perhaps. I seem to remember there being some pressure upon us here.
Yes, actually, we are just outside of Arkhan's tower. When we had made our way southwards to Uldrak's grave, where you found your vehicle.
Yes.
Uldrak is, no longer a Titan and is sulking in the vehicle. We are here to get ourselves some blood of Tiamat.
Tiamat, wow, that's I recall, yes, we stole some things of her cache on this plane, I believe.
I'd maybe keep that down. I don't. Maybe these people worship her or something. So.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, if I recall, the blood of Tiamat is around Arkhan's neck in a vial.
Yes, a vial, and we have things to trade for it, but we're keeping it kind of a secret, so we
Keep it on the DL.
don't get
Anything
it
else
stolen.
about this Arkhan I should know?
He seems quite evil. The map warned us about him, and
Oh,
He's a
the map.
dragonborn.
I remember the map. What did the map say? It never said anything particularly helpful.
Well, I believe it hasn't spoken yet about the tower, has it? Did it?
It
yeah,
has.
something about he was reaching, but it was out of reach.
Oh, right. So it
Evil.
has to do with the fact that so Arkhan has the hand of Vecna attached to him, and he wears the hand of evil, yet his goal remains just beyond his fingertips.
Joel, I'd assume that I would very much so know what that is.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll say, oh, that's not good. I'm afraid the Hand of Vecna is an immensely powerful artifact. We should tread lightly around him.
Oh. Okay, that's good to know.
Yes. Hopefully we don't have to do too much and just bargain and get out of here. I don't fancy a
no
battle
fair.
against him or his allies.
Yes. I know you all of you likely have many questions for me, but I must just implore you to trust me at this time. I know it's difficult in a place like this, but I wouldn't come back were it not to help.
Hugo, I just have one more question.
Go
Are
ahead.
you basically Deckard Cain from the Diablo series now?
No, I'm far more powerful. Deckard Cain gets wrecked all the time.
Deckard
Stay
Cain
wild.
wishes he was Hugo at this
Yes.
point.
I have many more cool tricks than asking people to listen to me ramble on. But that will happen as well.
I have more questions, but let's wait for a moment.
We have long travels ahead of us in the vehicle. There's plenty of time to talk after.
Absolutely.
All right, up to the tower then. As you make your way up the hill towards Arkhan's tower, the dark tower looms on the horizon, its black spire rising hundreds of feet, its ramparts bristling with charred skulls mounted on iron spikes. The tower's apex splits into 5 narrower spires that jab at the sky like clawed fingers. Circling above the tower's peak is a great white dragon stained with ash and soot. As you get closer, you notice figures shuffling atop the ramparts, undead guards in various states of decay. The dragon roars, and there is movement at the tower's base. And we'll find out what that is after we take a short break. Welcome back, Hugo! Yay!
Old man Hugo.
Welcome back to Avernus.
Welcome back to Avernus,
Welcome back to
everyone. We're
Avernus.
cutting out all that. That's gonna stay
We didn't
locked
like
away
being
forever.
monetized Anyway.
I want there.
No, that has to be
So-
like a patron reward.
Yeah, after all of this, there's a whole sections of the.
Oh God! Am I gonna go
breaking
back and do the? I could.
You could just put it all.
Yeah,
on
We
the-
can call it.
the
We can call it the
extras.
cancellation edit.
Yeah, just
This is
patron
why-
only. Just force everyone to be paid.
I get naked in it, which is like that's wild.
Yo, I'll do a calendar as long as it's not full nude.
I remember that episode.
I'll only do a calendar if it's full.
If it's full nude, yep, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I can't do the full.
Tasteful nudes. All right. Welcome back to Avernus outside of Arkhan's tower. There's a dragon and some undead shit. As you approach the tower here, the dragon did roar, alerting people inside of your approach. And there is some movement down at the base of the tower, and the large double doors are opened. And a creature walks out. It's a large tortle, armored heavily, carrying an enormous staff with
Love this guy.
skulls on it. He approaches the party slowly.
Aria looks real cool.
He is so badass.
Just so
He
cool.
is
Like
wicked.
an actual evil King Koopa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Krull is so cool.
Yeah.
Look at all those runes on his back.
He
Damn,
seems
he's
to be
Ziggurat.
covered in these draconic runes. He's joined by 4 ghouls. They're gnawing on various bones, and they eye you hungrily as he approaches. What brings you to the Tower of Arkhan?
We seek an audience with Arkhan.
An audience? Who are you to demand one?
We wish to offer a trade.
A trade? Of what?
Well, we know that Arkhan is involved in the worshipping of dragons, and we have in our possession, or well, not in our possession, but we know the location of an orb of dragon kind, an artifact that we're sure he would like to possess.
Cocks his head to the side. Studies you more carefully. Where did you acquire such a thing?
Through various deals with the entities of this plane.
And what do you seek in this trade?
We seek some of Tiamat's.
Cough, cough.
Right. Arkhan is not here. But if you have the orb, I will take you to him.
Where is he?
The monument of Tiamat. And he gestures outwards to the enormous dragon skull in the mountainside. He seeks to commune with the queen.
How long would he be? You think he'd be back soon?
Show me the orb, and that it is in your possession, and I will take you to him.
I don't trust this man's. Can I roll insight, I suppose?
Sure.
12? Dang, that means I rolled a 4. Wow.
He's somewhat cryptic, but definitely a no-nonsense type.
V's gonna look towards Francis and Hugo.
I guess I just quietly shrug.
I don't think we have any other choice. I find somebody communing with Tiamat in the plane of Avernus somewhat unusual, but if that's what he's doing, I really would advise that we go along with what he says.
Okay.
Arkhan is one of her highest servants. You will find that he may commune often.
Why is he here? In Avernus?
That is his business, and he may share with you, should he find it pertinent.
Well, I
V's
see this as the path.
going to take out her bag of holding and pick up the orb.
Flash the orb.
Yeah, just
Sort
show
of
the orb.
rummage your
A little
hand
bit
past
and then
Lulu and
close it up. Yeah.
He sees the orb. His tortle eyes widen a little bit in recognition. Ah, yes. Arkhan will be most intrigued by the artifact. He may even give you what you seek. Come. Let us go to the monument. You may speak to Arkhan there.
Shoves it back in the bag.
Don't stray far. The Abishai can become very hungry.
You don't have to tell us twice.
Hope this guy doesn't move at the pace of a turtle.
Aha!
I almost have him roll a perception check to see if he hears. The ghouls come with you, somewhat loosely surrounding the party, as the tortle leads you northwards to the monument. You walk past, where you've parked here. It will take a better part of a day to arrive. Come along. And no, he doesn't move at the pace of a turtle. But the pace is deliberate and slow. The wind's whipping up around you here in the sands of Avernus. It's been a long time since you've just walked the sands. I will need constitution saves from everyone. As you walk the next 4 or 5 hours towards the monument. Okay. Trescott with a 24, Hugo with a 22, Cyrus with an 11, V with an 8, Francis with a 20. Both Cyrus and V suffer 1 point of exhaustion on the travel over. Arriving at the monument some hours later, the cartographer shouts out from a bag, "Draconic devils roost in a giant skull, through which the Dragon Queen speaks with 5 tongues." The turtle will turn around, as this is some of the first noise that he's heard in quite some time, and goes, "What was that?"
Within our possession is a map of Avernus that gives us small details of the locations we visit. And that was it describing where we are headed, I suppose.
You can see Hugo's got a big grin on his face like, I missed that thing.
How quaint. Come, we are arriving. A colossal dragon's skull leans against a mountainside, surrounded by bones the size of houses. Acrid smoke rises from the skull's maw. A military-style tent has been pitched among the bones, and parked next to it is a two-wheeled infernal war machine. Gathered around the tent are a dozen chattering reptilian humanoids with gleaming swords. White scales and white leathery wings. It's been a while since we've seen one of these, so I'll go ahead and post that up again.
I like a sword.
Abishai.
I like the hair.
Yeah, I was gonna like their tentacle hair,
And
dread hair.
As we do that, let's give it a little more flavor, shall we?
Oh no.
You don't need to put us on a battle map, Joel. This is gonna go fine.
Why is there a battle map?
Just in case.
Oh, I'm not even in the party. Look at that.
Just in case. Yeah, I didn't know when we would be having you
It's
show up,
me.
so give me.
That's Baron.
There you are.
Neat.
And I will back this out.
I know
so
what that
everyone at
is.
home can see.
I regret showing up.
Thanks for coming back.
Many,
V's
many-
probably holding on to Hugo's like robe a little bit, be like, I really missed you.
I assure you, I missed all of you far more. It's only been a few days for you, V. Although I
I was gonna
suppose
say,
you
V,
thought
it's
I
only
was
been
dead.
like a day or two.
But I thought he was gone, like everything else here.
Well, perhaps when we're done with all this, we can all go somewhere far more pleasant than Avernus.
What about your law business, Hugo?
Oh, that's right. Yes, in the
I see you
in
at
the
your
city
house.
of Baldur's Gate. I haven't been to Baldur's Gate actually in a long time.
If you are done prattling, let us proceed.
Oh, we're done.
And Krull will lead you towards the tent, to the snapping jaws of the Abishai around you. As they move out of the way, letting Krull pass, we'll go ahead and just take the whole group inside, shall we?
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Oh, did
Why
what's his name not come
Who?
with us?
Who?
Is he watching the
Uldrak?
car?
Uldrak is just...
Uldrak.
I'm not even going to worry about Uldrak. He's not
Okay,
important
cool.
here.
He's watching
Oh,
an
hey,
iPad
yeah,
in the
yeah.
car. Drinking a juice box.
Another juice box.
Yep.
I did have some juice box left.
As you walk inside, you see, well, the man himself, Arkhan, standing there with some of his compatriots. Arkhan is a large red dragonborn. His left hand, this desiccated green glow emanating from it. Immediately recognizable as the hand of Vecna to Hugo here. He eyes you, looks up and down his own servant there, the tortle. And next to him, you see an enormous minotaur wielding two golden blades down at his side, and a manticore directly next to him as well. The
Torgar
tortle,
looks so cool.
tortle bows deeply.
Bit an image of Craig.
What?
The turtle bows deeply. Arkhan, these here have something to bargain for. It seems valuable enough that I think you should hear them out. Arkhan gestures that you come forward. Well then, show me what you have. Let's see if it's worth my time.
You see Hugo paling a little as he stares at the hand of Arkhan. Or more accurately, not Arkhan's hand.
Mm-hmm. Ah. You admire my gift.
Know what that is?
Quite a powerful artifact, yes.
It is. Do you know whose hand that is?
I tore it from the man himself.
Can I insight check him? Is he telling the truth?
Absolutely.
Arkhan's so cool.
Natural
That was a
20.
Natural 20.
Absolutely did.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
I fought with Vecna at the side of great heroes. And in the last moments, I took the hand, chopped with this axe, as he holds up his enormous battle axe. And then I took my own hand and put it in its place.
Quite a dedicated individual, then.
Yes.
There is nothing I wouldn't do for my queen. Now, quit wasting my time. Why are you here?
We wish to trade. As your lieutenant stated, we have an item in our possession that we think you would be very much keen to acquire. An orb of dragon kind. And for it, we require Tiamat's blood.
You note that he takes that hand of Vecna and touches this vial full of something around his neck. Indeed. Should you have something like that in your possession, I would be most interested.
Francis, should I?
I would say so. Now would be the time to
Okay.
present it.
Oh, okay. And then she's gonna take the bag out and just hold up the orb. Haha.
Tortle, retrieve it for me. The enormous minotaur will step forward
Hang
and
on.
proffer a
Now,
hand.
should we agree?
I only wish to examine it.
Well,
You
why does it?
have my word?
Why doesn't my companion hold it before you so that you may look at it that way?
As you stare up at Torgar.
Please.
As you wish. Torgar snorts and steps backwards, leaving a clear path between the manticore himself and Krull for your companion to approach.
Dongo.
Okay.
I will walk up with V to provide moral support. She approaches and walks amongst this den of just foul people.
You remember when we were meeting humans? There was an imp or something there, but that's remember when we were meeting humans to fight?
We're not
Kinda
fighting these people. Stop.
I'm not saying that in character. I'd be like, ah.
All right. V's gonna walk up with both hands with the orb and just kind of present it near him. Here.
Francis for moral support. He leans closer, looking at it. Where did you come by such a thing?
As I said to your lieutenant, we have traded with it, or traded for it through various deals of the denizens of this plane.
It is a nice piece. I would like it.
I've
Yes.
stated our price.
Indeed. I think the deal is almost made. For me to maintain my strength and power, I must... He flexes the hand of Vecna in front of you. Snuff the life of goodly aligned creatures.
Uh-oh.
I require one to feed upon.
A sacrifice.
You may have the reliquary of blood.
Do you take their entire life?
All of it.
All just a little. What if we pool it together, just some life from?
One life in payment.
That to feed that hand of yours?
It feeds me and the hand. keeps me from decomposing.
Killing you.
You take a closer look at the arm that the hand is attached to, and you note that it is necrotized. It's rotting.
You can't control that thing, you know.
I do not need to control it, just use it. Now, do we have a deal? And do you have a sacrifice?
I can't speak for the rest of the group, but I don't know if any of us would fit that bill, and nor are we in possession of a good aligned creature to give to you.
You note that he breathes in. And Trescott, you'd recognize this immediately as a paladin ability. Being able to recognize
no.
good and evil.
You sure can.
And he points to people in the group. The one there that coughs up the ash. The one with the beard. The one with a curious bonding of soul. And you, my mechanical friend. You may be made of machinery, but a soul you still possess. Any of these would fill the bargain. And I think he does a little double take, and he looks back at Barnabas, the floating skull.
No.
And curiously enough, I have never seen a flaming skull of a goodly disposition. Yet, here you are. Take your pick, or find another to sacrifice.
Okay. We're gonna talk a little bit briefly, if that's okay with you. I would like to pull V
Please,
aside.
you may exit the tent and return when you are ready. Krull, escort them. And Krull will nod, and he will usher you all out of the tent. They do not attempt to take the artifact or anything. It seems that they are intent on having this deal. As you exit, the Abishai have kind of somewhat crowded around, sniffing closer to you all here. Some of them snapping their jaws in your direction, giggling happily at anyone who flinches.
Back off, foul creatures.
I will feast on your bones.
Oh, you won't.
Get in line.
Yes, quite.
Krull will just kind of like low rumble, and they'll back away from him. They will not bother you. Just make your decision quickly.
The question I would ask of us all is, does anyone wish to volunteer?
No. No.
We should play no part in empowering that artifact.
V, do you still have...
We came here for my soul, and I'm not willing to trade one of my other friends for it.
Do you still have any like specific pieces from the dragon guys who tried to kill us?
No, we lost those in the Emporium. Those away.
Well, weren't the gems a part of the Horde too? I still have some of the Azurite gems.
I get the impression that this...
He said he needs to snuff out a life.
Yeah, but maybe we could offer him something else for his master?
Perhaps. Although that hand is killing him.
Well, you know.
He thinks he killed where that hand comes from. I assure you, I've seen things that would suggest otherwise. We should not aid him in using that.
I worry about our alternative options.
I'm not so sure we should be battling these creatures.
Who said anything about that?
Well, what are the other options?
I have
There is only one other person whom I've sensed in this entire plane that is considered good. Now, I haven't been sensing everyone. I mean, he did something that paladins know how to do. We can feel the goodness in people or the evil in people. And there's only one other person who showed good. That too, maybe. Now, Joel, correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
I don't know why I'm suggesting this. Maybe evil Trescott, but
You are indeed
Evil
a little tainted now.
didn't Kirkendolt, when we first met him, try to
Yes.
pick up soul coins and he couldn't?
No.
Absolutely not. I fucking swear to
Kirkendall-
God.
I'm just saying.
Kirkendolt was one.
And the big dude in Mad Nagy, wasn't he a good guy?
Yeah, that-
He was good. And the unicorn at the Zapper.
So, I mean, there are good.
And Lulu before she...
And yeah, I mean, I knew that one, but I wasn't gonna pull her out of the bag, and she's already dead. So, I mean, there are people. Kirkendolt. I can't remember the big guy's name.
I guess the thing is, I mean, we would have to be taking this person against their will, no doubt.
I'm
What
not.
of the unicorn?
Raxagor.
Praxagor. That's right.
I agree with Hugo. I don't think we should be trading anyone's soul for this. This is just to get Uldrak back his body and then ultimately to get my soul back, but it's doesn't seem to be very worth it. Not for someone else's life.
Especially when it seems to be helping an individual like that who I really don't think he's quite that well adjusted.
If
I
his
think we
goal
should
is
take-
anything concerning Tiamat, we do not want to be complicit in that, nor empowering the hand of Vecna. I know
I
this
think
place
There's got to
causes
be
us to
something
do.
else that he might want.
We should take the orb and just leave and apologize to Uldrak. We can't get the blood. I don't think we should be here any longer.
I just worry about the people of Elturel and the alternatives to be able to.
We'll find another way. Let's just go.
We
I
think
really do
he'll
think
let us
Kirkendolt
leave.
should be the MVP of this whole campaign.
I think Arkhan now knows we have something that he very much so desires. We should be on our guard as we try to leave.
Agreed.
Deal or no deal? No deal.
No deal.
So, you just
Slams the
turn
case.
to go? You don't
Fuck you,
inform
Vecna.
anyone?
We need
I-
to tell what's his name.
We can tell the tortle.
Yeah, so you
Probably,
crawl over.
We've decided we will not be sacrificing any of ourselves as part of the payment for Tiamat's blood. So if Arkhan does not just wish to have a straight trade, then we will be taking our leave.
I understand. Shall I escort you back to the tower?
Sure, yeah, you can keep to protect us from any of the less disciplined denizens around here.
Give me a moment to inform Arkhan of the decision, and I will accompany you.
Okay.
I can't wait to be attacked by 12 Abishai.
He goes into the tent and disappears for a bit of time. Over the next minute and a half or so, yeah, the Abishai kind of like start slinking forward here, getting closer, snapping their jaws, and running their tongues along the blades of their swords here as they get very uncomfortably close.
I really would advise you to back up.
And as you say that, Krull does exit the tent, and that low rumble again emanates from him, and they all quickly back away from him. Arkhan is displeased, but he has allowed you to go. Come. I will take you back to the tower.
Bye.
And so, Krull will lead you away
Okay.
I hope.
out of the area
Yikes.
and back towards the tower. It is a long and arduous journey back. It seems even harder than the first time.
Can I just straight up ask Kroll? Kroll, look, elephant in the room. Oh, wait, no, he didn't tell us. We don't know his name, do we?
Just the
That's
tortle.
just Tortle.
You could ask him. You've been traveling now for like 8 hours.
I wouldn't
with
feel
him.
comfortable asking his name for some. I don't know. I just feel like if he wanted to volunteer it, he'd have done it by now. He doesn't seem like the sociable type, so I'm not going to ask. But I will ask, sir, the elephant in the room. Are you just going to try and take the orb of dragonkind from this platform?
I would not do it alone. But you've presented a treasure that Lord Arkhan desires. Do not be surprised if some are sent after you. You seem like goodly folk. That is unfortunate. Watch the skies.
I mean, the price was just a little bit too high.
Well, why do you serve him? Not cruel. Turtle man. Why do you serve him?
He is a friend. One that I adventured with for many, many years. Some of our dealings have turned him south. Like I said, watch the skies. Once there is something that Arkhan sets his eyes upon, he will stop at nothing to acquire it. It may have been the better decision to sacrifice one than for all of you to perish needlessly.
I mean, he could have just gave us the. He could have just traded the vial. I mean, you know.
He shakes his head.
Given him more.
The vial is important with his commune, with the Queen. It binds him to her, allows him to communicate. It is a piece of the puzzle that he must put together to bring her back. It is a
So that's
large
why he
loss
was
for him in that
here.
trade.
Oh.
I see.
Come, the sands are unkind. We spend much more time out here. I fear that some of you may collapse. Roll me Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
To spend another 5 hours walking along the
23.
sands.
18.
Nice. Good job, good job, good job.
A
Good job.
7.
Well,
Oh, wait a minute.
Francis and Hugo
I'm old.
will both suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, so
That's because I let Hugo lean on me.
Yeah. Saves are not a disadvantage. Sorry.
That's
Yeah,
because
I
I
was just double
chose
checking.
Francis to lean on.
He leads you back to the bottom of the tower. The ghouls having kind of picked up on the way. You note that they would not approach where the White Abishai were.
Oh, actually, sorry, I was already at 1 point of exhaustion, so I have to do that twice,
no,
right?
No, you do not.
No.
Oh,
Ability checks are the first disadvantage.
ability checks.
Then it
okay,
is half
not
speed,
saving.
And then it is saving throws and attacks at level 3.
Got it.
Yeah, leads you back there, escorted by the ghouls, and he stops at where your vehicle is. The offer still stands until it is taken from you. Be careful. And if you hear the sounds of wings above, it is already too late.
If possible, could you let them know that, like, there are we just have to think it over a little bit longer. There are potential candidates. Just, you know, give us a little bit of leeway before
He
sends
shrugs his reptilian shoulders. I have already delivered a message to Arkhan. I do not intend to walk back there this day.
anything. That's fair.
Thank you for your help.
He shrugs again. I am but a messenger these days. I would wish you luck, but it won't matter. And he will turn to enter the tower with the ghoul guards.
Bit of a cynical fellow, would you say?
He seems a little displeased with his current lot. I wonder if that may be of use to us.
Oh, well, who wants to tell Uldruk the news?
I've never met the fellow, so...
Barnabas volunteered to.
Whoa, hang on now. I was very close to volunteering my everlasting soul for the trade, but I'm not volunteering for this.
This is much worse.
Can you imagine the anger he will feel once he's back in Titan form? I don't want to be in the way of that.
Well, he did say that there's a... No.
Wait. Barnabas.
He doesn't have another way, right?
It's just this.
How... Barnabas, how much do you know about Uldrak and his Titan form? It's not something I'm particularly clued up on.
Oh, right, you would have, missed that whole thing, huh? Well,
Yes, I was taking a short hiatus.
indeed. Poor Uldrak. Traveled here to the Nine Hells to slay Tiamat and win glory for his deity Surtur. Quite frankly, he got his ass kicked. And, well, instead of being slain, Tiamat cursed him for his impudence and made him a tiny little spined devil.
Oh. But were we to revert this, I assume the blood of Tiamat is what's needed to break that. Oh, how quickly would the reversal take place?
I assume it would be immediate.
And he would be very powerful as a Titan, of course.
Do you know of Empyreans? And
Yes.
throughout your studies, obviously, at
Yes.
this point, you would.
I've heard of them.
Right. Yeah, they're like...
I've read the whole wiki at this point.
Yeah, so you understand that they're incredibly powerful, Titans.
Were we potentially, and this is awfully dangerous, but were we to initiate a ruse whereby we took Uldrak under the pretense of being a sacrifice, somehow managed to wrest that vial of blood from Arkhan, he may be what we need to survive such an encounter.
It was somewhat the thought when we decided to take this as maybe an Empyrean we could use as an ally. There's no telling what he'll do once in its Titan form, however. Could just be making promises.
I dare say if Arkhan is a loyal servant of the person who cursed him, he may, have thoughts about that. And Empyreans would be a decent person to have in a fight. It's whether we can get that vial off Arkhan and, I don't know, smash it or throw it at or whatever to Uldrak
Are you
without dying.
suggesting a heist?
Somewhat. Or a smash and grab, to be blunt.
We needed to get Uldruk from the car anyway, and I didn't really want to face the kind tortle, so maybe we can drive back to that place without him.
It didn't seem like he was leaving anytime soon. And he will be without his tortly guard. I do think
True.
that Minotaur, however, is quite formidable looking. And they have a veritable army of Abishai there.
But an Empyrean against those, I think,
It wouldn't matter, you're right.
wouldn't matter. Perhaps we pool our ideas. What can each one of us do to attempt to wrest that vial from Arkhan's neck? It was around his neck, right?
Correct.
What can we do? I have certain abilities that may help. I can also turn myself invisible. I know, Francis, you can do that too.
I can as well.
I can run really fast.
I've been watching Francis use that pattern ability so much, and I think I have it down. I should be able to use it myself.
Oh,
now.
great! Another spell that's useless for me. Great stuff.
I just keep learning from all of you and taking.
I
All of
understand
them.
this is... Perhaps you
I
can
can
learn
also
this
fly.
in time, but... Oh, I can fly too, but... Perhaps you can learn this in time.
What?
It's a rather odd one to bring up into conversation, but I can, well, are any of you familiar with telekinesis?
Well, I guess I
read in
understand the
some
concept.
books.
Well, I can move things with my mind, is what I'm saying. And
Hmm.
were we to somehow, even briefly, distract or restrain Arkhan or do any such thing, perhaps I could use that to wrest the vial from his neck. It's only on a simple chain. It surely wouldn't take much.
I mean, I'm up for trying, but I think this is an incredibly
It's
Incredibly
incredibly dangerous, but what is our alternative?
Yeah.
Our alternative is to sacrifice one for the good of all.
Sacrificing to Tiamat and Vecna. I think you'd struggle to find a worse combination to sacrifice to for the good of all.
I don't want to lose anyone else. I've already lost too many as it is.
Even if we save the city of Elturel, Trescott, were Tiamat to return, the damage would be far worse.
Joel, can I look at the orb itself?
Mhm.
I want to open it and see, what even is it? Can I look and see if I recognize?
Yeah. Would you have spent any time like over your days like looking at it? I know you were working on other stuff.
I was working on like new armor things and
Yeah,
bunch of other
it just
secrets.
it would take some time to like know what it does, right? So I've given you the picture of this previously, but here is the actual text of the Orb of Dragonkind. So, upon learning more about it, there's a lot of legend in here, but
There's a wall of text.
it has lots of text. The biggest thing here is, because I haven't rolled any of the minor or major properties, because no one's attuned to this yet, is that it can be used to call dragons to it, which is rather useful if you're trying to coax dragons to your side, or maybe a god that's a dragon.
Just imagine be like, yeah, no, we got Tiamat for you. Here you go.
40 miles. Whoa.
Yep.
That's a lot of dragons in certain places.
Here's a lot.
Oh, dragon deities such as Tiamat are unaffected. God damn it.
Oh, there you go.
It
It
does not
specifically says
exert
that.
the control, right? So, but it's not that she can't hear the call.
Yeah.
We could always try to use this. I mean, they are a dragonborn, right? So they would at least hear it and be distracted from the call. I don't know. Are dragonborn able to hear this?
Dragonborn are not truly dragons, despite their heritage. I wouldn't
know much
expect them
about
to be
them.
able to hear such a thing.
Ah,
Akin to how tieflings are not truly fiends.
yes, of course. I haven't read. There wasn't much in terms of books on this at my home. All right. Well, I mean, I don't think there will be many dragons here. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen many.
As you are like outside the tower, there's still that white dragon flying about like the top of the tower. So you did see that on the way
I did
in.
see- okay,
Oh
yeah,
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 absolutely.
that's true, I
It
forgot
roared.
about
It was
that
the
one.
doorbell.
Ding dong.
So there's at least that one.
Okay. And they're not hostile towards you.
They can be.
There's so much to read here.
Dragons drawn to the orb might be hostile
might be
towards
hostile to you.
for compelling them against their will.
Well,
Yeah.
what we
I don't think this idea is good. Never mind.
I mean, obviously, I don't. Cyrus doesn't know this, but reading through the Orb of Dragonkind, like, we could technically have two people get Death Ward, and then like trying just bum rush to take the thing and then pour it down Uldrock's throat or whatever he needs.
I think he just needs to smash it or spill it.
Well, why don't we ask him? We'll go inside and see what he would prefer.
So you go inside your vehicle there, and Uldrak sits there with his arms crossed. Well, did you get it?
Not yet.
I'm so tired of being stuck in this puny little body.
Well, about that. They didn't want to trade. Arkhan didn't want to trade for just the orb. It wasn't good enough. And so, tell us again a little bit about how much blood or what you exactly need.
I only need a drop.
A drop.
Yes.
Does it have to
A
be on your
drop
body?
of godly blood, and contact with me should revert the curse.
Uldrak, to be blunt about it, we don't know each other, but I've heard of your predicament.
Yes, you look quite old.
I thank you. I am. We were wondering, were we to get you within, say, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet of Arkhan himself, who has the blood? All we would need to do is to break that vial around his neck, and to get the blood to touch you, right?
Yes.
Would you then be immediately empowered to help with the, well, again, to be blunt, ensuing carnage? Because I imagine there would be quite a...
It would give me a chance to exact some revenge. Yes. Yes.
So
he reverts into
all of
speaking
us-
giant again, because he just does that every once in a while.
Well, I can't understand giant right now, but give me 10 minutes and I can.
But I would not have my weapon. Or my helm.
How vital is that to you?
Do you want me to cut the heads off? I would need the sword.
I mean, if that's your preferred methodology, then I suppose that would do,
I
yeah.
can still smash them between my hands, stomp them beneath my feet, summon bolts of radiant light upon their puny heads.
Well, you seem excited about the prospect.
Yes.
So what I suggest we do is we pool all of our abilities and, all of our sort of capabilities and see if we can pull this off. It's incredibly dangerous, but it's the only way I see of not aiding a cause far worse than what we're fighting against.
Well, one alternative now that I know, he might not trade for just the orb for the whole vial. But what about one drop of the vial?
Like
He
that.
might trade the orb for one drop and not
I guess
include a
we
soul.
could ask him first.
I think
And-
Hugo's problem is giving him the orb in any kind.
But if we were to, well, to be perfectly blunt, eliminate the problem afterwards, I think that would belay some of my fears. But believe me, you do not wish to be complicit in what he is doing.
For sure. But I think that might be a little bit better than, potentially throwing a soul away. He needs the vial, but not all of it. We could have some people go invisible, and if it goes poorly, try to steal it.
I'm gonna hazard a guess here. There's no shot that some of them won't be able to see invisible creatures. I don't think invisibility is gonna help us in this situation. Didn't we try that before with someone and they saw through it?
Trescott said he showed himself to be a paladin. The large minotaur-esque fellow didn't strike me as a magic wielder of any sort. I suppose if you have your suspicions, then understandable, but... I mean, the Hand of Vecna will give many properties. Perhaps it does see through deceits, too.
I worry that Arkhan is too powerful to be swayed by such a invisibility.
Well, we can always yell
Banana.
banana.
So is the basic thing to see if he will trade for just a drop? If
drop.
no, then what? We try and use all of our abilities that hold him in place, hypnotize him, whatever, so that Uldrak can destroy or spill the
Get
blood.
peace. Yes.
Come to think of it, I could potentially even the odds even more. The large Minotaur, I might be able to take him out of the fight entirely.
That would
I
be
do not
nice.
believe he is a native to this plane, and I know a trick or two when it comes to sending people to other planes. It may not work, but it's worth a shot.
I think. Well. I think we should at least give it a chance to go.
If it goes wrong, at least we die together.
As
If it
does
goes
all
wrong,
Prologue,
you better start debating between you which one of you I'm going to teleport out with me.
Well, I can do that myself. I've got the old dimension door, so I can also take
Ooh.
one person out.
Hey, Francis, I can cast Dimension Door just with my book.
Oh, well done.
Ooh.
Yes,
That's
very
nice.
fancy.
Well done.
Thank you.
So again, Dimension Door does just teleport them 300 feet in a general
You can
direction.
go through stuff with Dimension Door, right?
Yeah, you just need to be able to like.
yeah,
picture
you
the
can.
spot.
Yeah, it's somewhere
Yeah.
you picture.
You can picture a spot, and it just sends them to that location.
I
So it's
picture in
same,
the car.
same
Bye-bye.
plane,
In the
just
car,
a far distance.
Yes.
Okay. I think we're driving.
Okay. Some of you, exhausted, sit in the car and drive back northwards towards the monument of Tiamat. You eventually arrive, I would say some ways away, to not alert them maybe, or...
I would say, would it be possible, Joel, just to be within 500 feet and not alert them?
and not alert them?
I mean, if it's not possible,
I
you
I
tell
don't
me.
think we need.
it's-
I don't think we care if they're alerted or not, though.
I don't...
We're gonna go talk to them.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be possible to not alert them at 500 feet. If you're like a
Okay.
mile out, sure. But, right, they're kind of up on a mountainside here, and they have, like, they can see down to where you're at, and they'll be able to see the dust kicked up by the war machine.
No, they have the high ground.
They do. So you're just gonna go walk up?
Yeah,
So,
with Uldrak this time.
Why'd you say it like that, Joel?
With
Don't
Uldrak?
you have faith in us?
I have full
I have no
faith
faith.
and confidence in you all.
It's gonna go so bad. Oh my god.
Okay. As you approach the bottom stairs, and don't worry, I'll pull Uldrak out here as well in his little spine devil form. The White Abishai note your return. There's hissing and laughing, and blades being sharpened. Ah, you've returned! And without your protector.
Yeah. We're
I
gonna
think
go.
we can protect ourselves.
There's some laughs from amongst them there, and oh, we would love to see you try. Yes, yes, come closer.
I'm going to like yell loudly, like. I'm not going to actually yell in real life. I don't want to be too loud.
Uh-huh.
Move out of the way. We're here to complete the deal that we had.
There's some like
Kind of
hissing and
yelling
approach
to-
a little bit. Yeah, you're
to
trying to
make
project
sure.
far enough to like get the attention of Arkhan and the rest, right?
Yeah.
A few seconds pass and the Abishai start like getting closer and closer. And eventually Torgar Steelfist walks out the front here and shoves the two Abishai to the side, toppling them, and just growls under his breath. And he shouts out, "You've come to strike the deal.
A deal.
Yes. Hey, we've come to strike a deal. Yes.
Approach. He like pushes the scimitars out and pushes the other Abishai out of the way. Now.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it in 5 minutes.
And he'll wait for you to ascend the stairs before turning around. There's like disappointed chittering from the white Abishai around you here. They're not very happy about this.
Wow.
And he will, return to the tent here. I'll go ahead and get you all situated inside here. Just go ahead and drag it.
Oh Lord. Here we go.
I'll put you. Yep, there you go.
I'm nervous. Hold my hand, John.
You enter the tent, and Arkhan is sitting there on this somewhat throne in this tent. Ah, you've returned. Did you decide who you shall sacrifice?
I'm not doing the talking.
Francis, that's yours.
Yes, we have one of us has kindly volunteered his soul to you so that we may possess the blood of Tiamat. However, we wish to ask if would it be possible to stay the sacrifice in exchange for just a drop of Tiamat's blood. We do not require the whole vial that you. I understand that is something that is very important and very dear to you, and you are very loath to part with it. We feel the same about the Orb of Dragonkind, and we wish to ensure that we are getting a fair deal. So a mere drop for this orb is all we ask.
Who is the devil behind you?
He is one of our companions, a guide for Avernus.
Okay. He kind of like hops up and down in his little form, wringing his
That was
hands
a good
together.
answer.
Indeed.
Lovely.
Roll me a deception check.
God damn it!
Technically
wait.
not wrong.
Can't wait.
I guess I have tried to deceive him.
You are,
so-
you are trying to deceive.
I mean, you should have a decent charisma.
I
Yeah.
got 19, Joel.
19.
I got 19, so no shenanigans, please.
Yeah. And he looks at you. Obviously, an insight check, right? It is wise to have a guide along these sands. The wasteland can be unforgiving. A drop for the orb, you say?
Yes.
Yep.
I am in real need of that soul.
Sure, Arkhan, a powerful creature like yourself, surely you do not need to be brought a soul. Surely if you require, you can demand one from any of your lapdogs outside.
Do you think any of them have the goodly nature that I require?
Well, I more meant that they could go and retrieve one for you, not that you could have one of them, if that makes sense.
Arkhan,
Maybe
I
they
dare
have.
say, we are not the first travelers to come through here, and we certainly won't be the last. I'm sure you can get it from one of them, and this way you get to keep your vial.
Yeah, it's a win-win tie for everybody. It's great.
I had only asked because it was part of the deal, and you had my word. I could just take it.
Well, I mean, you could, but you have a reputation to uphold, right? This is a deal that we're offering. This is a plane where people make all sorts of trades and deals all the time. If you kill us to take the orb, who knows what other powerful artifacts you may miss out in the future because somebody does not trust you.
Roll a persuasion check.
Yeah,
As he flexes the
Love
hand of
that.
Vecna in front of you.
and that's a 21.
21. Okay. No. No. I think I shall just choose. You will have your vial. I will have the orb. And one of you stays here.
Could we just have a look at the vial? we're not exactly going to run off with it. And I'll gesture to the other denizens of the room. We need to verify it is what we're after, of course.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh. Old man Hugo doesn't have the same
Oh,
roguish
yes.
charm as
Yes, I would love to see
14.
I would love to flash of genius that.
Okay.
Be an 18.
Makes it an 18.
18. All right.
Oh, actually, sorry, it's a +5 now because I have intelligence
19.
modifier,
All
so
right.
19.
Love a 19.
He looks at you, Hugo, at the back there. You know, you were so kind to show me your artifact, so I may verify it. It is only proper that I show you the vial. Come, old man.
I'll approach him.
Man.
I'll approach him looking as frail as I possibly can.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm just an old man.
Oh,
I'm gonna
Could I also say, Uldrak, Hugo will require your aid in...
Oh, yes, let me lean on you. Let me lean on you.
The little devil hops forward, and you note that there's definitely a look between Arkhan and Torgar as Torgar puts his sword down in front of the little devil before he gets too close to you. Right?
But he's still okay,
He's
how
down,
far away
He's
is
down at your feet, slightly behind you. He's just not
Okay.
level, right?
Yeah.
So in none of these cases has Arkhan ever been okay with you guys standing next to each other in front of him. It's just been one
Right,
at a
sure.
time, right?
Okay.
So he's got the spine devil just a little bit behind you here. And he takes the reliquary of blood from around his neck and holds it out to you, Hugo. Verify
I will take it from him.
Oh, he doesn't let go. He just wants you to look at it. He didn't get to hold the artifact either.
He did not get to hold
So
it.
if you intend to take it, you're gonna have to snatch it from him.
Jesus Christ.
Old man snatching it.
Can I have about 35 hours to think about that? Okay.
Could I just clap Hugo on the back and just say to him, so Hugo, what do you think of it? And as I'm doing that, I want to
Yeah, absolutely.
give him bardic inspiration.
Yeah, of course.
I think it. Oh, hang on. Let me just have a look here.
Ah, your old eyes. They do not deceive you. It is truly the
It's-
blood of a god.
Yes, it looks very, very good. And I'm not going to try to physically snatch it because that would be insane with my -1 modifier.
Oh, yeah.
I will try to telekinetically throw it out of his hand, basically onto Uldrak's head to smash the vial.
So,
Oh my God,
if
I'm
I
so
remember
scared.
telekinesis
This
correctly,
is-
it is a contested check between your ability check, which is going to be intelligence,
Yes.
and his strength.
Oh.
Well, it's I believe it's against my spell save. Oh no, spellcasting ability. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Spellcasting ability. Yeah, I had someone use this on Sunday
Okay.
to great effect. So I want
All right.
I remember this happening.
big whack.
So here's the thing: you have to do this. I want you. Oh, God, I need some kind of deception or sleight of hand or something here. I'm trying to search in some way for you to get advantage on surprise.
Well, okay, so
I-
I am pretending to be very frail, and with my left hand, I am very slowly, reaching out, not to take it from him, but when somebody shows you something, you kind of gently rest it on your hand. I'm reaching forward to do that, and I'm mumbling to him and myself all the time. Oh yes, we were just conversing about it. So I'm trying to get his guard down as much as possible through the act. If you
Roll
like.
me a little. Then do me a performance.
Okay.
Okay. This is just
Uh,
how well are you
eight.
doing this?
God damn it, old man Hugo!
Okay. You have bardic
I
if
can
you want
add
to use
bardic
it here,
inspiration.
I
or
also like to use my flash.
or
So that's a 13 with what's your bardic? A D8?
Yes.
Let him say the or.
Or
Go.
or you can
No.
save that bardic for your
Yeah.
ability check for the telekinesis.
So
It is up to you on what
I
you
think
feel is
it's
more
better
important.
to go as good as possible to get the advantage because that's a
I
13
yeah.
and plus a D8 we should be doing okay. We're already okay at a 13, but
Okay, so
okay,
we're-
I will use my bardic inspiration
Okay, go
from
ahead
the
and roll.
13. And I get a 5, so that's an 18 on the performance.
18. Yeah, absolutely.
God,
Um,
that could have went horribly
It
wrong.
could have been
Would
horribly
since Joel,
wrong. Yes.
since everything's going on, we are knowing that this is about to happen. Can I guess anyone else in the back prepare something, or are we not allowed to?
So if you start preparing things like actively like pulling out a weapon or settling on, they can notice what's happening here.
Yeah, no,
right?
no, I wouldn't be actively.
Torgar and the Manticore are actively watching the room for things like this shit.
I'm going to react if things go poorly.
You just reacted by using your.
That's true. Yeah.
So you do not have a reaction here.
I do not have a reaction.
Right. This is all gonna. What we've done is establish this performance, and all of this is going to happen very quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm so scared.
I can't wait. This is
when I judged that he was being probably like as he's starting a sentence, like when he's in the moment of like me talking to him and looking at this, I would with my right hand and I would telekinetically try to throw it into Uldrak's face.
Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Godspeed.
You will have advantage. He rolls a 3 on the insight. As he's gloating here, he thinks he's in the position of power. This old man is just observing the things. Yes, it is the blood of a god. And you roll your telekinesis.
Yoink.
So, 2 intelligence saving throws, basically, right?
No, it is going to be an intelligence check. It is your intelligence ability against his athletics.
Oh my
God. That is a nat 1 on the first.
22.
And a 22, which beats his 18 on the grab.
God.
Oh.
You take it and you throw the vial and it smashes into Uldrak here. And Uldrak immediately begins to grow in size, becoming his titanic form directly inside the tent, lifting it above him and tossing it to the side. I need everyone to absolutely roll me some initiative here.
I summoned God.
And
I can't even click my token. He's too big.
He's too big.
Yeah. I'll move it out of the way in a second here.
I got it.
God damn.
That works.
Wow.
Somehow.
I'm now also telekinetic for the next 10 minutes as well. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was am I gonna have to magic missile to explode this thing? Like, what's?
So everyone that is in the area around him needs to make a dexterity saving throw before we even pop anything off.
18.
So that is everyone except for Cyrus, the Manticore, Arkhan.
And Barnabas.
Not 1.
Ew.
Yeah, those of you that are in the way will suffer 2d10 bludgeoning damage as he grows to an immense size. So just 9 points of damage, and then everyone just gets pushed out of the way as he's here. So I'll move 1 south here, and then everyone else is just going to end up.
While he's growing, I would like to yell at Uldrak and be like, Uldrak, these are the agents of the one who cursed you. Let them know how that made you feel.
And Uldrak will roar out words here. Yes! Yes!
God.
And he begins to summon radiant lightning to his hands. Let me go ahead and roll all of the initiatives since I had to clean up a little bit of stuff here. And
do we take the damage if we succeeded? Not that I know that we succeeded.
So if you rolled a 12 and higher, you succeed. Anything under, basically you're just like dodging out of the way.
Dodging.
Right?
Okay,
we're good.
Yeah. If it was under a 12, you just take the 9 because he just essentially crushes you under the weight and you don't get out of the way in time.
Nice.
The tent is no longer here. It is tossed up somewhere to the north. It does not exist anymore. Don't worry about it. But all of the Abishai are absolutely involved in this situation now. Okay?
What?
Yeah, weirdly enough here. Okay, so now I need to fucking, there's so many of these people here. Torgar needs to be rolled in. My Manticore needs to be rolled in.
Tiamat.
Arkhan rolled. Yeah, Tiamat needs to be rolled
very
in.
important. Yeah.
And okay, what I'm gonna do is
You rolled real low.
while we set this up. Oh God, of course he's first. I'm gonna set up a couple of these as like groups. I honestly did not expect you guys to actually fight them.
Me neither. To be honest with you.
I thought you would strike the deal. That is
Who do you
entirely
think?
my
I would have
fault.
taken Kirkendall yesterday.
Entirely my fault in thinking that anyone would have made that deal.
No.
Okay.
Murder, hobos.
We
murder,
just summoned a
hobos,
titan
murder,
inside instead.
Yeah. Through some really great rolls, actually. So, yeah, it's his turn first. Oh, God.
Let's go.
Oh man.
Zaps.
Okay. He is going to. Yeah. Okay. He
Eat 'em.
just slams downwards onto Torgar in front of you here. He will end up hitting. He is going to do 38 bludgeoning damage. And Torgar needs to roll a Constitution save, which he does succeed. So he is not stunned. And then he is going to throw a bolt of radiant light back at one of the Abishai here. He's so big, it doesn't matter. He's not at disadvantage for any of this nonsense. He throws it back here. It's a 27 to hit. Absolutely does 23 radiant damage to the creature. And he begins to like stomp around outside here. Okay, so that is this much, and that is this much. Great. Arkhan goes next.
Of course he does.
I'm
Hear
sure
me
he's
out.
not that strong.
I'm sure he's not a dragonborn, and we're all standing in a circle.
Wouldn't he be surprised?
The surprise.
Obviously, his generals wouldn't.
The surprise was being able to take the vial,
Right, gotcha.
right? After that, he is fully aware of the situation here.
Pissed off now.
Yeah. So
Could have traded a drop of blood. I'll tell you.
Arkhan
Got greedy.
is going to make. You know what?
It's over.
We have the wizard in front.
Sure do.
Mm-hmm. And he's just going to point with the hand of Vecna
Oh gosh.
at Hugo, who is back.
No.
Bye, Hugo.
Should have applied the death wards.
He is going to cast Finger of Death.
Yeah.
I need Hugo to roll me a con save.
Okie dokie. 12.
Do I have my reaction now that we're in thing or no?
Yeah, so this is top of the round, so you do have your reaction. You can attempt to save him here. You
I
do
would
not
like
know what the
to.
DC is.
It's to make it a 17.
Okay. The saving throw here is 18.
Yikes.
And he points at Hugo. Stupid old man! I will claim your life as my own! It is 65 necrotic damage.
Well, you do see kind of like a shield shimmer and break around Hugo when that hits him, and he is still standing at the end of it.
Oh.
Interesting.
For those at home, if he did not have his abjuration ward, he'd be
I
a
would have just
zombie
been-
next turn.
Yeah, I would have been one hit killed perfectly as well. Yeah. But yes,
And yeah-
my abjuration ward shimmers and breaks, and then I get
And
blasted.
then blasted with black necrotic energy emanating from the godly hand of Vecna. You don't die. And Arkhan looks surprised that you
It'll
don't
kill you long before it
immediately
kills
die.
me.
Okay.
Why are we
taking
fighting
damage?
Arkhan the Cruel? What are we doing?
The Abishai outside here immediately rush towards the side of the Titan, right? That's their immediate reaction here. The white Abishai in the area are going to make some attacks with their blades. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they will do so recklessly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Titan here, God, in his almost godly form, has an AC of 22. Only one of those is going to hit him, but one of these is going to hit Barnabas.
No.
Barnabas will take some slashing damage here.
Oh, I swear.
Okay. Oh wait.
Fly up, Barnabas.
They
Fly
get
up.
2 each. 3, 4. They
I
get 2
think you-
each.
yeah.
Barnabas gets a nat 20 on one of these too. Okay. Okay, so our celestial friend here is going to suffer 25 total points of damage. Barnabas is going to suffer 22 points of damage. Okay.
Bullet. How much health does he have?
He seems to be cracked and crumbling. He does not look good.
No,
Yes,
good.
no. We're losing all our friends.
The
Stop it.
next set of Abishai here are going to do this. They're going to just surround the Titan, right? That's the best thing that they can do here. They're going to make all of their attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total attacks. Recklessly again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these are going to hit for 30 points of damage. Torgar goes. Torgar has 2 in front of him here that he can see. And he makes 3 attacks, 2 with the scimitars, 1 with the horns, and on his bonus action, he is going to rage. Torgar bulks up in size, and you watch as his golden scimitars glow with a radiant flame, and then he will lay about in front of him here. We'll say 2 scimitar attacks for Francis, and the goring attack with the horns for Hugo here. Francis, it is a 27 and an 18 on the first 2 attacks. What was that?
No,
Both miss.
There.
Okay. You will suffer 30 slashing damage and 7 fire.
That's a
Hugo,
lot of
it is a
health.
20 to hit from the horns.
Well, I would like to use my Atlas of Endless Horizons
Hell yeah.
to disappear in a flash of mist and reappear behind Trescott just as he's about to hit me.
Perfect.
As my reaction.
Yeah. He misses and you don't take 14 points of horn damage. He is going to follow though, right? With his movement, he will continue to rush this direction.
Okay.
The Manticore here is going to, intersperse themselves here with Cyrus and V. The Manticore is going to make 3 attacks here. It's going to bite out at Cyrus and make 2 claw attacks against V. The bite is an 18, Cyrus, which will miss, and the 2 claw attacks are an 8 and 11, which will also miss. Cyrus.
I am going to.
You got really quiet. Oh, you're leaning very far away.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna get my die. Do I need?
You need what?
Where the hell is my D6?
What are you doing?
You need actual dice?
I was getting a die because I'm gonna in real life I'm taking taking count of my Radiant Soul. I'm
Okay.
activating a Radiant Soul as a bonus action. Excuse me, in action. And then my bonus action. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, so you have your wings now. Radiant Soul is activated. Isn't there a radiant effect around you?
No, I can deal extra radiant damage to one target when I deal damage to it with an attack or a spell.
Okay.
And then I should just be able to bonus action hit with unarmed strike, right?
Unarmed strike is predicated on you taking the attack action.
Right.
So you can bonus it. You can bonus Step of the Wind to disengage or something like that. But right now, you have to take the attack action to get your bonus unarmed strike.
Okay. So since that was my action, I guess as my bonus action, I will use my initiate slot to get Shield of Faith to get 2 extra AC.
Okay. Magic Initiate is up with Shield of Faith. You're concentrating on that.
And then I think I'm actually going to do... I'm just trying to figure out who's less likely to die. I know my character doesn't know, but what's V's AC?
High.
24.
Very
24.
high.
Okay, higher than mine.
Without the
Cool.
shield.
Cool.
She's been working
yeah, so
hard
I'll
on the trowel.
stay
here.
where I am then.
Okay. The next set of Abishai are going to rush in against the Empyrean here. That is kind of the deal. We won't last long against all of them, I don't think. We'll find out. So they're going to make all of their attacks here. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and everyone is done so recklessly. 1, 2. Only 2 hit. Nice. For 18 total.
He's a Titan. He can't
I have
die.
no idea how much his health is.
It's not infinite.
It
I'll
is
tell you
not
that.
infinite.
You look. How is he looking?
I mean, he looks like he's hale and hearty and happy. He is reveling in the battle
Yeah, he's
and his
enjoying
return
it.
size. V.
It's not infinite, but it's a lot.
Frankly, thought he'd be bigger.
I think
All
those guys have like challenge rating 25 or something. They're pretty big.
23. Good guess.
There you go.
He's gonna move up slightly. I think she's still in range for the Chimera, right? Doesn't take an attack of opportunity.
You are still in range?
Okay, cool. She is gonna be looking towards Arkhan, and she's gonna try to hit him herself.
Okay.
So she's gonna hit with a lightning launcher. 20.
Ooh, a 28 does hit.
She got stronger. For 8 damage.
For
Apparently
8?
not my rolls. My rolls. Wow, double that ones. Cool. Cool. And then she's gonna do it again. For a 20.
A 20 will not hit
Not hit. Okay,
as he
cool.
dodges
Good
to
know.
the side.
Alright. She's gonna stand right there. That's gonna be her turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, our new Empyrean friend is going to stomp the ground hard. And I need everyone to roll me strength saving throws.
Uldrak, we're on your team!
My God, he's
I
gonna
got a
knock us all
13.
pride.
It's gonna, everyone with under a 25 fails.
I did it.
Good job.
So that's a thing. Arkhan will fail.
Neat.
Torgar does have advantage on this.
Does rage.
And he will succeed. Manticore will fail, and then the Abishai. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only the fourth one succeeds, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. The second one
This is-
succeeds.
Sorry, this is strength because they're on the ground, right?
Yes.
So I should be unaffected, right?
Are you flying? You said
I mean,
you
I'm-
summoned your radiant soul, and then you gave
Yeah.
yourself the shield of faith, and then you said, "I'm done with my turn."
Didn't see her.
Not currently flying.
You gotta tell me,
guess
man.
not.
I gotta know
Yeah,
where things are.
Sorry, in my mind, I immediately just like hover
Hover.
like 5 feet. But yeah, if not, that's also fine.
Okay. Only 3 of the Abishai don't go prone here.
Okay, so we're all prone.
So everyone is prone except for Torgar, our Empyrean, and 3 of the Abishai.
And me.
And
And
Trescott.
Trescott.
Okay, which speaking of, Trescott, it is your turn.
Oh,
Good
Lord.
time.
Okay. I really wanted to do a thing, but now that he's raging, I really don't want to do that thing anymore.
Do the thing.
Do a different
Okay.
thing.
Crush him.
Well, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Spirit Shroud. If I can. Again, Joel, I don't know if I
You
have all
have
my
full
skills.
access to everything.
Lovely. I'm going to cast Spirit Shroud.
And what does that
Uh,
do?
It calls forth the spirits
God.
of the dead.
Yep.
I'm basically like hovering around.
Neat.
Spirits
Which is
are
a lot of them.
invulnerable. It's a lot, yeah.
So what does
until the
this
spell
look
ends.
like? This is the first time that you feel that you can reach into the realm of the dead and
Mm-hmm.
pull out power.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, all of that lovely like radiant energy that that Cyrus is pulling off right now might be darkened a bit by this kind of like I don't know, a cacophony of like little souls flying away and like this kind of dark kind of emanating glow that's kind of surrounding me.
That's
and
good.
basically the whole tent, it's 10 feet around me, from my
Yeah.
understanding.
I
And
will-
yeah, people like can't heal if I hit them. I deal extra damage to them. And yeah, it's pretty
I'm
neato.
gonna go make this like a kind of a gray color, and there's your aura of death.
Love that. And yeah, I'm just going to use my action to attack Torgar with my nice lordly rod. Whack.
Love the rod.
16. I rolled a 4.
A 16 will just miss
Oh. Well, swing again, I guess.
as he parries it to the side.
19.
The 19 will find the mark as your battle axe hits
Okay.
Torgar's broad chest.
I can cast my bonus action and still burn a spell slot for smite, right?
Correct. A regular divine smite is just you just burn slots.
Awesome. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So you also have noticed that Trescott just kind of has an aura around him that's a bit more dark now, called the Aura of Hate, which gives me 3 additional attack damage on every attack.
Friendly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's
so yeah.
And I like to hang out with
he's
this guy.
very
hate
different
you.
now.
I hate you. Yeah. Yeah, that's a 22 damage, 7 necrotic, 15 slashing.
Yep, so the 15 slashing, obviously his raging here will get reduced down as he kind of grits and bears, but the necrotic damage does crawl across his chest here and eat away at his flesh.
And I will, I guess. No, I don't need to because I don't need health. Never mind. I'm done.
Okay. Using its legendary action.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
I forgot to roll the extra d8 for damage from my spell I literally just cast. Another 6 damage.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
sorry.
So an additional 6 necrotic. Absolutely.
Necrotic damage, yes, please.
Perfect. In
That's
between Trescott and Francis's turn, the Empyrean is going to slam down his fist onto one of these prone Abishai here. He rolls a natural 20 at a 37
He's just mush.
and is going to
You
deal
splatted.
50 points of damage and just kills this one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Smooshed.
Francis.
One down, several to go.
All right, Joel, I'm going to cast Hypnotic Pattern, hitting all of the hostile creatures within that 30-foot cube. Can we do it again? So you like that?
Yeah, it wasn't showing up the whole thing for me, which is interesting. So 30.
So
Like
it hits.
that?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Okay.
So it's a Wisdom saving throw from every creature that hits. And my DC is 15.
Including your friends, yeah?
No, so I mean, I guess because I always just say, just close your eyes, everyone. Don't look at it. I'm doing the thing. We've always got to go away with that. So
But it doesn't it last for ages, the pattern?
No, it just.
It is a
I mean,
concentration
it's an
on
action.
the thing. The
Oh,
1
okay.
minute.
spell
Oh, right,
effect
okay.
is instantaneous.
Oh.
You yell. I mean, if you yell that out, it gives everyone else an opportunity to do the same thing, including your enemies. Right? They become aware that you are doing something that they should not have their eyes open for.
I guess so.
Well, yeah, because not to be cheeky, Craig, but you're trying to give yourself like spell shaping like an evocation wizard, right? Which is
That's
its
true.
own thing.
Yeah. I mean, I assume you also have stood up. You stand up here.
Sure, yeah.
I would say that you could, if you wanted to, you could put it down in like this area, and it wouldn't.
Well,
it wouldn't hit the Empyrean.
I really want to get Arkhan, or Arkhan
Understood.
is the thing.
And let him go. I'll face him.
All right, fine. I will do that then, Joel, as you've drawn it.
Okay. So Torgar.
How good is Toragar's wisdom?
Let
Real
me
question.
be
He seems quite
Not.
wise.
Not at all.
I figured.
Absolutely not.
He big wacky. Nothing
Yeah,
about
he
him
big,
is
he big,
he's
he big
like, wise. This
wacky.
is bad.
Whoa, he's wacky.
Whoa, dude.
Whoa. And then all of the Abishai. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now only 11. The DC on this is what?
It's 15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are successful.
Wow.
Well, considering there are many of them.
Yeah, it's
still good.
not a bad deal. 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay. And Torgar fails.
Yes,
nice.
I've taken out the beefcake.
Oh, we have a better
Hugo
beefcake
said
anyway.
he was going to do that too.
Okay. Francis, anything else here? He's currently stunned if you want to
yes.
move around. Again, remember, you are not in the tent. The tent no longer exists.
Yes, so I would also like to use my bardic inspiration to use Mantle of Inspiration.
Absolutely.
So I will restore or give 8 temporary hit points to myself, to Hugo, and to V. And we can all use our reaction to move up to Our speed without provoking attacks opportunity, you know the deal.
That includes standing up. You can consume half of your
Oh,
movement
I'll
here
st-
to
yeah, I'll
just
stand that up.
stand, and then you still have half your movement
Oops, I
remaining.
just
to
killed
move.
myself.
You did just kill yourself. What happened there?
I was trying to remove the broken back of that.
Sorry, Joel. I just want to double check. Do I have all my movement still because I've used
Yes.
my reaction even though it's my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really see a convenient rock for me to hide behind.
There are
So,
not.
What's
You can
the
hide in the mouth.
visibility in and into this tent like?
What is the what?
What's like the visibility into the? So say I stood outside the tent, like here,
Again,
right?
the tent
tent's
does
gone.
not exist.
Oh yeah, it got thrown. It got thrown,
Yeah,
didn't it?
he
Oh,
just
okay.
threw it up onto the mountainside.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna run
In the
with
dragon
Francis
mouth.
out this way then.
All right, I run over this way, Joel, trying to hide behind the teeth
Sure.
and end my turn.
Okay. So this affected how many people? Does it affected Hugo? Does it affect everyone? Francis?
It was Hugo, Francis, and V.
Hugo, Francis, and V. V, did you want to move anywhere?
I would just like to stand up.
Okay, so you take half your movement here to stand. Perfect. Okay. Hugo.
Yes. So Torgal's looking incapacitated.
Yeah, he's kind of just
Arkhan
standing there
is-
like.
Yeah, Arkhan is on the floor.
Arkhan is on the floor.
What can I do to
I'm standing
Arkhan?
over him like,
Gonna punch him.
This is gonna be
gonna
so
wreck him.
hard. But I'm
Dude,
gonna
lightning bolt.
try. No, I don't have lightning bolt.
That would be so good.
I'm gonna try to banish Arkhan.
Love
What?
that.
yes.
And because
Love that
he's
bit.
not from this plane, he will truly go if I manage.
Do we know that he's not from this plane?
Well, he's a dragonborn. I'm assuming he's not from Avernus.
Who knows?
I'm assuming that. But...
Banishment. Banishment.
What a fun story.
Okay.
So he needs to make a charisma saving throw, I believe.
He is a paladin, so
Does
that might be a little
Yeah, I
easier for
know.
him.
I know. It's worth a try.
It is worth.
Okay.
That would be.
Sorry, I'm just checking to see if the hand has any benefits against this.
Any no
No.
buttons.
Yeah.
What if the hand is just left? Like he goes, but the hand stays.
And just the hand
Can I then take the
Can I
hand?
manage just his hand?
I mean, Francis
It is
needs
just
it.
his hand now. But
See,
Oh
perfect.
God, he does.
I mean, if you wanted to try and cut off Vecna's hand and then
I'd be banishing
No,
Arkhan
This
himself.
is a bad
okay,
idea.
so banishment is DC what?
It is my spell DC, so it's 17.
Okay. Arkhan rolls a 19 on his charisma
Ugh.
save.
What a.
This is.
What
So
a-
as you reach out to banish him, Arkhan just blasted to the ground here, resists the banishment. Ah! Old man, you can't get rid of me that easily.
I mean, he tried to get rid
I
of it.
figured I'd try.
You go. You
Okay,
have
and then-
movement remaining.
I do,
And
yeah.
bonus
They're
action.
prone. Okay, let's have a look.
Yeah, they're
They
prone
are
and
prone.
stunned. These
Okay.
two are stunned, which means they have no reaction against you.
I am going to do the incredibly brave thing and kind of go hide behind some of the teeth of this giant skull. Maybe,
Kind of
tucked in
like
there.
Francis there. Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
like old time,
Yeah, normal
Hugo.
Hugo.
Oh, I have missed this, although that figure of death was rather nasty. Yeah, so I will tuck myself in there and plan my next turn, as well as being a safe distance from our Titanic friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the end of my turn. I don't have anything else.
Okay. At the top of the turn order, our newly grown Empyrean.
We'll drag
Laughing,
down at the ones which have fallen asleep.
laughing, stomps the ground again, and you watch as radiant energy gathers in his hands and he slams it into the ground. And a seismic disturbance begins to emanate outwards. Intense tremors rip through the ground in a 100-foot radius circle centered on him, shaking creatures and structures in contact with the area. And at this point, we're gonna call that an episode
Oh.
as the Empyrean begins to rip the very ground apart.
Love that for him.
So, thank you all for
So
being
how many of us
here
can fly?
today. And
3.
this was
Pretty
a most
fine.
interesting decision to be made. Welcome back to Hugo the Returned. And a
Yeah.
very
And
interesting
Immediately
plan.
almost gets everyone killed.
Yep. We'll have to find
We'll
out
be
what happens
fine.
next time. Thanks for being here. And I guess goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.